And you sort of had aspirations ever since you started, that you have short-term goals and long-term goals in terms of where you wanted to go, or was it just a process of, like, it just flowed, or was it some structuring in your mind?
Structure, of course, was there. I was quite young, so I didn't know. But for the coach that I got into, Jyoti Prasad, of course, because it was an exclusive boys' camp, he said we cannot enroll girls. So I'll suggest a coach who trains the girls. So I then got enrolled under Mr. Sampath Kumar, late Sampath Kumar. He expired in '97.
Yes.
So he was having this camp, a mixture of girls and boys, in my own school premises, which I wasn't aware of.
Oh, wow.
So my dad took me to him, and maybe for a few days he seen me play, and he told my dad, I can promise that your girl will play for India at age of 14, but for that, I need commitment from the parents.
True.
So it was, as I said, it was never a hobby. It was straight up with a goal of playing for India, and that's how I started the journey.
So your junior cricket would have been playing for Hyderabad?
Those days before the bifurcation, it was AP.
AP, yeah. So you played your junior cricket.
I played under 16, under 19, even a couple of senior level for Andhra Pradesh.
And did you notice then that you're being observed by, selectors or people sitting in the corridors of PAR saying, here's this somebody scoring runs, or got talent, or, maybe she's cut out for the next league? You could sense it, or was it something you didn't bother about?
Well, there was always this expectation because that started from the academy, expectation of the coach, of the parents, then you have your seniors, because once you invest so much time and start to perform at the age group level to a point that everybody starts to notice. There was a couple of years where in all three levels, from under 16 to 19 to senior level, I got best batter.
Okay.
So when you start to perform continuously and consistently in all the levels, then obviously people will identify the talent and start to think that, okay, she's the next big thing. And when I got into the probables of the 1997 World Cup, the 97 World Cup happened in India. So 96 onwards, there's a probable they picked for 30-35 girls. And I was the youngest. I was probably 13 plus. I didn't even I was in my 10th standard.
Wow.
So I was in the league of, say, Purnima Rao, Pramila Bhatt, and all of those players. So for me, at that point, I was so young that they were all double my age.
Okay. And at that stage, I mean, you must have been inspired by some men cricketers. Hyderabad, of course, had a rich culture of producing some good players, VVS, and before that, Azharuddin, before that, ML Jaisimha, Tiger Pataudi, all. We Mumbaiites were always, in awe of Hyderabad because of their class.
Yeah.
Not that Mumbai lost any matches or very few matches against Hyderabad in the Ranji Trophy, but there was something about their elegance. So I'm sure there must have been some players in the men's category that you may have watched and said, could that be a part of your inspiration, or you looked at only women cricketers for inspiration?
I didn't have women cricketers as role models because I didn't know much about it. Okay. And second is that women cricketers were not on television or in the newspapers that often for a young girl to get inspired. So I would say that I was quite inspired by my dance teacher.
Oh, really?
Because from a girl's perspective or a woman's perspective, I can say, because she was in those days itself a very independent woman.
Oh,
and that is something really touched me.
So you were inspired by somebody, but not from the cricketing space.
Yes. Like somebody like her, where, she runs her own life, takes care of family. She's financially independent, would drive a huge, big car in the 90s, which was not a very common thing.
Correct.
And for me, that was an inspiration. I would always think I want to be like her. So the traits were not something with regards to the sport, but more of a woman who's a strong woman. Wow. So she was my inspiration.